have a seat. Merry Christmas. Y'all have a good Christmas. I had the best Christmas I had in 5 years. I don't know why it just happened, you know. Y'all have a good one?
Oh, yeah.
2018 about here.
Yeah, it is.
We got people from different parts of the world, not just North Carolina. 2018 is just about here.
That's a lot of work right there.
It's a lot of work to say every word. I'd rather say it's about him.
I like that right there.
I'm fired up about 2018 because I got I got a focus, I got a plan, I know what I'm trying to do this year, and I think I've got more people, more of my leadership knows what we're looking for and what we're trying to do this year.
That's right.
Okay? And I'm going to talk a lot about that today. And really the topic I put out was I want to talk to you about goal setting, because many people have come to me and said, here's my goals, what do you think? Here's my goals, what do you think? Here's my goals, what do you think? And so I give them a lot of feedback, and I was like, I think I'll do this to everybody. I'll say, let's talk about goals. Now, the best goal book, let me say it like this first. People always they ask me how to fix something, and I go, look, you can fix it like that. But here's the book, and it's that thick. See how thick that book is? If I could just get you to go now without having to read the book. You read the book as backup for what I just said most of the time. So here's the book. This book, Goal Setting. Oh, over here. Gotcha. How to get everything you ever wanted faster than you ever thought possible. I have wore this book out. This is not the book that I wore out. Mine has stickers all in it and marked up. I think I left it at the house. I think I left it at home. I think I left it somewhere else.
It ain't him.
It ain't him. We looked. If it is, it's hiding. I just don't want you to have to read the whole thing before January 1, because some of y'all are slow. It'll be halfway through the year before you get through this many pages. You need to read it. It's one of the best books I've ever read in my life. It's how to get everything you want, okay? And I like those people, like, when I want something, I get it. I like those people because that's how I've always been. When I want something, I get it, okay? So I want to talk to you about, I want to shortcut this. And by the way, I've done so many shows based right out of this book. Hopefully you read this book and be like, he stole that information. He got it right out of here. But you need to read it and understand it and teach it. But I'm going to teach you some shortcuts so you can get started right now.
All right.
The other thing I want to talk to you about is an opportunity that we believe is out there in America. And this is more to my leadership, people that are already killing it, which is kind of what this, not what this year is about. This year is about finding new people that are 100% committed and hungry.
All right.
James, hungry individuals. People that'll come in here when the office is closed, and they find out they ain't by themselves because they found another hungry person. This is not the year of the wuss.
All right.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? I just want to work a 9 to 5. I just want to be told what to do every minute. This is the year of the warrior.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard this, but we got tax breaks coming this year. Woo! That means we are going to have to make twice as much so that the government still gets a piece of the action. You see what I'm saying? Because they've reduced how much they've taken, so we're going to have to work more so that small cut they get is still big.
That's right.
Y'all understand what I'm telling you?
Oh, yeah.
We still want them to get money, but they're getting a smaller percentage, so we got to make a big amount.
That's right.
Okay? I heard that people already heard this. I heard it was the MasterCard and the credit card said it's the biggest year in like 10 years that people spending money. Thank God Almighty. People finally letting go that dollar. We need them to let go that dollar bill. Need some of y'all to let go that dollar bill too. And invest in you. I'm not kidding. These are true stats. People are starting to invest in America again. And the way you invest in America is you buy the stuff that's out there.
That's right.
Does that make sense? And part of the stuff that's out there is a business. You can buy a business. So how do I buy a business with you, Andy? What you do is you invest. You run Craigslist ads. You go to hot spots. You go drive to the people and you go find them. You spend your gasoline. You wear out the rubber on your tires. That's an investment in your business. And America. Y'all understand what I'm telling you? This is big. And people are such wusses. They want to save every little dime. I call them spider monkeys. Because a spider monkey, once he gets a hold of a peanut, he won't let go of that peanut. And that's how they get busted. You cut a hole in a coconut, put a hole in our biggest little bitty hand can get in there. Put some peanuts in there. He get his hand on the peanuts. He can't get loose. He just all hung up. Spider monkey won't let go of the peanuts and take off and be free. That's the way most people are.
That's right.
They just so tight. America is starting to wake up. A couple of my rich friends was telling me that yesterday afternoon and this morning. Two different sets of people I was talking to. I said, America's loosening up. I said, by God, this will be big for the alliance.
Right.
If our leaders will jump in on the bandwagon and start piling it on, this will be big. All right, so opportunity in America. The way this works right now, our guys turn in a request for leads. A request for leads in a county. So we in Alamance County. I don't know what county you live in, but you turn in a GMR. And there's 100 counties in North Carolina and thousands of counties across the country. And when you turn in the GMR, you check what kind of leads you want. Mortgage protection, final expense. And a lot of counties has a GMR in for mortgage protection, but they don't have a request for final expense. And so what we're doing this week is we're dropping leads in all of these counties for final expense, whether anybody's asking for them or not.
Wow.
So we're going to spend that money. We're going to spend that money, James, because we want people that are asking for leads. I had a guy call me this week, one of my top guys. I'd consider him in the top 33. Everybody makes mistakes. This top 33 person called me and said, is there any way we can get more leads down here? I said, all right, where you live, in this city that you live in, it has county after county after county after county that compiles this city. And I said, in every city, do you have a GMR in for every type of lead that we can produce? And he said, I need to get better. I said, this was not a get better question. This was a yes or no question, sir. Do you have a request in for every kind of lead or not? He said, no. I said, well, yes, we can produce more leads there. Hello? Everybody makes mistakes. I'd put him in the top 33, but I'd count this as a serious mistake. Bro, we scrambling for millions of dollars, one nickel at a time, $1 at a time, one lead at a time. Let's get after it. Okay? Now, I don't want to take away from referrals in any way. Jasmine Lightbourne's out there killing it on referrals. Brant Swindell is killing on referrals. I was just talking to Kennel Romaine, and Kennel said one woman giving him over 500 referrals. Whoa. He said, I'm killing it referrals, but then again, he's in that hierarchy of Minerve and Mac Judy, and they believe in referrals. We need more people to. I'm going to take away from referrals, okay? The referrals are huge. Now, that's the other thing I could have asked this leader is, like I said, how many referrals do you get per house? I probably did ask him. Because if you ain't getting 10 or 15 referrals in every house, are you using the emergency response system? Are you using our discount cards for medical?
Right.
And are you just plain out trying? Because you know what? It's hard to win when you ain't trying to win.
That's right.
Ain't nothing more annoying than to be on a team and one of the players are halfway trying, and you got a team trying to win. You know, the alliance is a team sport. Yeah. And if one person ain't trying, we see. Here's the plan, Terry. This year, we're looking for people that are going to try. All out, try. We're going to be nice to anybody on the team that don't try, because we got a room for the uncommitted, which is a big room. But we're trying to fill up the room of the committed this year. People that'll go all out, write $35,000 or $40,000 in premium, recruit 5, 6, 10, 12 people a month, every month putting them in, and asking them, would you like to write $35,000 or $40,000 to come with us? SEAL team's nice, 20,000, good job. But how much can you do? That's the whole focus this year. So any county that has a GMR in it, we're going to go ahead and drop final expense. The other thing that we looked at, James, is there's a bunch of counties that have a GMR for final expense, mortgage protection, telemarketing, everything. But the counties around it, these counties around it don't have a request. So the next question is, should we drop mail here on final expense? Even they don't have anything, but they're real close to the county that does. In other words, they're just over the line. Your county ends here. Here's another county. Should we start mailing? Okay. So real simple. I think this is a gold mine. We're also starting up television ads that people call us. We're doing everything we can to triple up on leads. Not to take away from referrals. We want people doing both. One of the things that I think we need to do, I know we need to do, is educate people better on how to sell to older people that are over 60, over 65, which turns out to be the final expense products. Now the final expense products, I wonder if I can get a list of those. I asked for a list. I'm not sure if they'll be able to do that, provide that for me. Do you know, Billy, if we have that list Preston was getting you? I'll let you pull it up. Final expense products. I would like for people to learn how to talk to people that are older and how to sell a final expense product. And I want to get your mind on it the best way I can. Okay? So here's my thought. Coming out in January, I want you to start understanding the final expense products, how powerful they are, and how to sell to people that are older and have health challenges. Because the final expense products have a wider window. Because of that wider window, the insurance carriers, Foresters, CFG, Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, the commission is not as high. Because they're accepting a bigger risk. So you need to know when you sell final expense, the commission is slightly lower because the carriers are not going to pay more for that product. So you're going to get more issued easier, but it pays a little bit less. But there's a trip to Paris that I have say-so over the money, and we've done calculations. I went to the carriers and we said, look, can we have extra money for Paris? It's not like giving away the whole commission, but can we give less? Are y'all able to find the list of final expense products? It's Transamerica has them, CFG has them, Mutual of Omaha, and Foresters. Okay? So it's a limited amount of products. So the question came up, do you want people to buy more final expense leads? I want you to go all in with every kind of lead. Mortgage protection. But final expense seems to be a huge opportunity in America. So what we're going to do is the first 90 days, we're going to put, in my mind, a big incentive on these products if you will move these products. If you have a choice, mortgage protection. If you have a choice, smart UL. I don't want you to change, because I want you to get the highest commission and you make the most money and take the best care of the clients. However, if you will learn how to use the final expense better, we're going to give you an incentive. So it's $150,000 or $200,000 to win a trip to Switzerland and Paris this year. $200,000. $115,000 gets you at least to the Paris trip. So what we're going to do is come out in the month of January, and for every dollar of premium in final expense category that you pick up, we're going to give you 25% more credit on final expense products. You tracking with me?
Yeah, I'm tracking.
For the whole month of January. So if you ever thought of going to Granddaddy and writing him a policy, now would be the time. So if the product, if you sell them, it's $1,000 of premium, you get $1,250 for that product. That's huge. February and March, it's 10% bonus toward points for the trip. And this is for the writing agent. This is not upline. This is the writing agent. And I ain't going to say it ain't going to happen for the upline. I'll say the math works on it. Here's what's going to happen. So January it drops to 10%, February it drops to 10%, and March it drops off altogether, and it's a standard product. So if you're going to take advantage of it, jump in on it now. So, well, how do I see more people that are final expense type people? Final expense leads.
Bingo.
Make sense? Pure genius. So here's the products that qualify. CFG's Dignified Choice, Forrester's Plan Right, Mutual Omaha's Living Promise, Transamerica Solutions, and Phoenix Remembrance Life. So an extra 25% the first month. So if you've never written a final expense, now's the time to start thinking about it. Get it in your repertoire, get it in your policies, learn how to move it, Jeff. Be smart, because you're going to get more points toward Paris, and so get started with it. Okay, gold mine right there. So that's the first thing that I really wanted to cover with you, and make sure you understand that it's time to rock and roll. All right. Next thing we want to talk about, goal setting. I want to talk to you real simple. Here's the type goals that I'm hearing. I want to win Paris. I mean, I can't argue with you on that. I want to make $250,000. I can't argue with you on that. I want to become agency manager and EVP. So I want to become AM. I can't argue. I agree with you. All those goals sound fantastic. Here's what I need for you to think about. What are you willing to do? What I hear is goal setting on what do I want. I want to hear what are you willing to do. Okay? So in your goals, if you show them to me, show me what you're going to do each week. I am going to, example, book 20 appointments a week. I'm going to book 20 appointments per week. If you want to get crazy, say, I'm going to be in 15 homes, or I'm not sleeping inside. You with me? In other words, what are you going to do, and what's the consequences? What's the consequences? How are you going to pay if you don't book the 20 appointments? And they'll be like, I will be sad if I don't do it. I'm not going to have ice cream if I don't do it. This person told me one time, he said, I will not sleep in my bed. I will sleep beside my bed on the floor, beside my wife up in the bed, me on the floor. If I fail to do 20 appointments in a week, the next week I'm on the floor. Another guy told me, he said, cold showers. I refuse to take a hot shower. I will take cold showers. Yeah. See, it's so insane to me what people will do for a dollar bill, and then what people will do for a warm shower. You with me? What is your consequences? What do you want? And what are you willing to do? This is what I have nonstop in my life. How a dumb like me. I have a friend, multi-millionaire, 45 years old. He's visiting. His home's in Puerto Rico. He sent me a text. He said, I'd like to come see you. I got my son with me. I'd like you to talk some junk to him. I said, well, we're coming out. We're going to be shooting out the cabin at a world-class skeet shooting. And so he brought his kid out there, and I was talking to his kid's junior in high school, and I said, and of course he looked at our cabin, he's freaking out. You know, it's just, if y'all haven't been out there, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's really ridiculous, beautiful. And I'm telling the kid, I'm a dum-dum. I'm not that smart. I just do more than your average bear. I get out of my bed and I start doing stuff when I'm tired. I never seen so many sick people in my life. I'm sick this week. I ain't never been sick as much as these. The only time I can remember was about 20 years ago when the doctor told me I was going to die because I had walk-in pneumonia, so my lungs were going to swell up and die, and I was like, you're full of crap. And she said, no, I'm serious. I said, all right, what I got to do? So I laid on the couch about 2 weeks like that because she said I was going to die. I ain't sure if she was telling the truth. But I had people with snivelly, flu symptoms, clogged up, smogged up, nose dripping, they can't work. You with me? What I try to do is get up and go to work. Okay, so cold showers, floor, what's your consequences? Show me some of this stuff. But don't this stuff like here. I failed to make $250,000. Let me tell you why. Hey, bro, it's a whole year went by. It was a lot of things you screwed up. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I don't need to hear now the excuses you're going to give a year from now. What I want to know is the first week of January, how many people you're going to visit? How many appointments you're going to call? How much you're going to put into leads? I'm going to spend everything I got and I'm going to put it in leads. See, you see the difference? What I'm telling you, that book is that thick. That thing got 296 pages. That's about the author. So, not counting the words, the thing in the back and everything. Conclusion, 288 pages. By the time y'all win 288 pages, y'all probably giving me goals look like this right here. I'll be like, I'm looking for some goals that look like that right there. Does that make sense? So, if you're a recruiter, I'm going to pay somebody to book me 20 interviews a week. Per day. Or every week, I'm going to talk to at least 50 new people. Somebody's going to set me up 20 appointments. I'm going to minimum talk to 50 new people. Give me something that you can't weasel out of, Nick. Something you just can't weasel out of. How about this? I am going to make 1,000 phone calls a week. And so you can do the math on that. What's that? 1,000 divided by 40? What would that be? Well, 10 hours would be 400. So 20 hours is 800. So that's about 23 hours of dialing in order to get 1,000. Somebody do 1,000 divided by 40 and tell me. But it's about 23 hours, I think. It'd be something like that. There's 100, 25. So 25 hours of dialing if you do 40 per hour. So you need 25 hours. So there's 168 hours in a week, and you're going to do 25 of them dialing. So that's 3. That leaves 143 hours to do other stuff. See, so I'm going to do 1,000, or I'm going to book 20 appointments. So if you book 20 appointments, only 700, then you can quit. But if you do 1,000 and you only booked 18, that will be okay because you set 1,000 dials minimum. So tell me what you want to do, dials, or do you want to do appointments? But don't give me something you can weasel out of, like I'm going to try to write $5,000 in premium. And then you don't get it and you go, well, the policies I sold were a little bit smaller than I expected. I don't need to hear how the policies were smaller than you expected, because that has nothing to do with you. You think you got a great excuse when in fact I need something simple. This makes sense? Okay. So if y'all would work on your goals and review them with somebody that's got some sense, somebody that's growing, somebody that's wise, somebody that's making things happen, Hey, I want to know who the new people, who in here is the first time coming to one of these meetings? First time showing up. Jeff, come up here. Anna, come up here. Anybody else on that side? All right. Hey, Anna, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Tell me who you are and what your job is.
My name is Anna Shelley, and I'm a marketing rep.
Okay, that mean you're working for us?
Yep.
Who's paying you?
You.
It's me.
Yeah.
So who you been trained by?
Chris Hill.
Chris Hill. Okay, so Chris is training you. What'd you do before?
I worked for a consulting startup.
A consulting startup. Where'd you go to school?
UNC Chapel Hill.
UNC Chapel Hill. And what's your degree?
Communication studies.
Okay. All right. Any questions so far?
No questions.
Okay. You got any idea what kind of goals you're going to have for this year based on your training so far?
Very specific goals
Very specific.
about what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yours might be phone time, how many hours. I'm going to be on the phone a minimum of this many hours. I'm going to talk to this many new agents across the country per day. Very simple, very specific, very clear. All right. Is today your first day?
Today's my first day.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, Anna.
Thank you
What's
so
your
much.
last name?
Shelley.
Shelley. Okay, Shelley, grab a seat. All right, Jeff,
Yes.
tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Jeff Neal.
You're going to need to keep this right there.
Jeff Neal.
You want me to hold it for you?
I got it. This is what I do now. I used to be a media contractor, and I'm full time here now. Now.
Just keep it up there.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Where you live?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Georgia.
That's right.
How long you live there?
All my life.
All right. And what does a media consultant do?
I contract to companies that contract for DirecTV, AT&T, and Exceed, Internet, Internet and TV.
How long you been doing this with us?
1 month. Little over 1 month.
Did you have a job when you started with us?
Yes.
And you quit the job, or you got fired, or they quit you? Or?
No, I put that on hold. I'm in this head first, 100%.
Okay. Tell me some numbers. You've been in just a month.
Right.
Do you have any idea of the numbers you've been doing? Number of dials, number of appointments, number of sales?
Roughly around between $300 and $500 a week.
300 to 500 per week. Okay. You working with him? You verify these numbers? All right. And how many appointments? What else? What other numbers do you know?
Appointments, I probably have said about, I'd say I average about between 10 and 15.
10 to 15. All right. And how many sales are you getting? What's your, have any idea?
In a month, I think I've gotten around 16, but they're not all funded yet.
16 sales, typical? Typical, or that's what you've done since you got started?
Since I got started.
So since you got started. So in 1 month, 1 month, you've got 16 sales.
Yes.
You know how many, any idea how many of them have been issue paid?
3.
So only 3 have been issue paid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the training for everybody needs to be very specific this year. We're looking for fanatics. Do you have any idea how many hours per week you're putting in to do this?
I'm not sure. Maybe, I mean, a lot, really. Spending a lot of time.
I don't know what a lot is to you.
I'm wasting a lot of time, I think, in
You're
places.
wasting a lot of time in places.
A lot of my time is, I'm spending more time doing things with this. It's taking me longer to do this than it probably should.
That's okay. I mean, it's your first month.
Yeah.
9 months from now, I've got people that they write 16, they've been in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You with me? I don't hate them or anything. I look at them like something's wrong with them. I'm like, what's taking so long?
Right.
Because I know there is. Easy, Terry. Easy. This is the year of people kicking butt like Jeff. All right. Do you think you're putting in 40 plus?
30 to 40.
30 to 40. Okay. Per week.
Yes.
All right. You know how many hours is in a week?
164?
It's 168.
168.
It's 24 times 7. 7, 7, 7, 7 is 28. 7, 14, 116, 168. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, so do you know what you're doing with the other time? Yes? No?
Kind of trying to figure things out, reviewing things, reading, studying.
Okay. All right. I'm looking for somebody that wants to go all out, which would mean 168. And some people say, I got to sleep sometime. I say, I want you to dream about this
Okay.
when you sleeping.
Hey, that'll happen, man.
And I don't need for you to dream too much because you got to get up. You got more stuff to do. Does that make sense? Now,
Perfect.
I'm asking people, do you want to get rich? Okay? I'm also asking them, do you want to change lives? Do you want to be poor forever? Does that make sense? You understand what I'm asking people? I'm asking people to pick. I know when your mama talked to you when I was little, she said, don't pick it. It won't heal.
That's right.
I'm saying pick it so you can get better. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I suggest you pick winning. Does that make sense? Pick not to be poor. For me, I spend more energy worried about going back than I do getting rich. When I was poor, I was the same way. I hated poor. Some people, apparently, they tolerate it. Some of them even like it. They say things like, I don't need a Ferrari. I don't need shotguns. I don't need to go hunting. I don't need to go Paris. I say, I didn't need it neither, but I wanted it.
That's right.
Like nobody's business. Like I pissed off so many people in my life. People say, I care about the people in my life. I didn't say I didn't care about them. I said I pissed them off. Did you see the difference? I cared, so I didn't worry about what their broke thinking thought. All I wanted to think like was a rich person. I didn't want to think like a poor person.
That's right.
Does that make sense? See, the problem is 99% of my stories I can't even tell you because they're so dadgum brutal. Terry, they're brutal. I'm on the cousins, relatives, nephews, my children, their children, your children, mamas, daddies, wives, spouses. They're so specific on stupid thinking.
You're right.
I know I'm right about this. All right. So this year, I am trying to identify people that fit this mold. Does that make sense? Terry, I need for you to find them. And the best way I know for you to do is find them is hire 12 or 15 of them, get them on this show and say, what do you think? Are you with us or not? Are you with us? Are you on this team or are you not? Is you or ain't you?
Ain't. That's right.
Is you or ain't you? Because there's so many people that ain't decided. See, goal setting is decision making. And the more I can get you to decide, what's your name, sir? Yeah. Brian Hill. Okay. The more I can get you to decide, the more successful you'll be. In relationships and financial and spiritual. It's goal setting is decision making. It's what do you want and what do you don't want. I didn't want to get half the stuff I got today, maybe more, I never even thought about wanting. I was just fighting not to be broke, and I ended up with several $100,000 and I bought a Ferrari. Or my cousin say something to me like, you want this gun? I said, yeah, I reckon. And since they giving it away, $1,200, why not? You know what I mean? That'd be like somebody coming there and saying, you know, you want some lemon pie? I'd be like, how much is it? Like $3. I guess so. Why not? Does that make sense? It's nothing, so why not? He showed me, I just got me a .338 rifle. I just saw it yesterday. He said, hey, you ain't seen this yet. You got this in your armory. I was like, let me see that thing. I looked, I held it, pointed it. You with me?
Yeah.
It's fighting not to go back. I don't know what you'll do. I don't know what you're willing to do out of this. See, I don't know why you wouldn't make 1,000 phone calls unless you said, I ain't got enough leads. And I'll be like, well, you need to start whining to somebody by not having enough leads. Does that make sense? If you ain't complaining, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this just, now, I want to be clear, Kyle. He's direct to me, right? So Josh part of our ABTF, he recruited him, and he's been selling like crazy, kinda. 16 appointments or 16 checks picked up. Is that right? 16 checks picked up in the first month. Is that about right? Were you already licensed?
Yes.
Why were you licensed? Why'd you have an insurance license?
Because I wanted to help people. I wanted to make money.
Did some company talk you into it?
No.
You just got your insurance license out of the blue?
I was just looking for a different career. And
you were looking for a different career, got your license, went to work, looking for somebody, found us.
Yep.
We're the first thing you run into.
I dabbled in some final expense about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just for about a month.
So you had your license 2 years ago, found another company, not crazy about their culture or
Exactly.
attitude.
Exactly.
They didn't have this kind of attitude.
Nothing like it.
Bunch of wusses.
Totally. 100%. You must know them.
I probably do. There's a lot of them out there in this world. I'm trying to separate you from them. Cull you from the herd of the weak and the wandering. See, when a competitive spirit, I'm thinking about that John guy back there. See, when a competitive spirit comes out in some people, they won't be whooped and made to look like a wimp. But when a competitive spirit makes them cower down and roll over like a puppy dog, start peeing up in the air, and the pee comes down on them, I ain't looking for that. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for dogs that'll get up and fight. Bark, growl, cray-cray. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Now, if you said to me, like, Andy, you're offending me, this is too much to me, I'd be like, you know what? We have a wonderful room for the comfortable and for the uncommitted, and we'd like to put you in that room, get you a glass of water, somebody come massage his back. You with me? But for the ones that want to win, we need them to step out and write. I'm shooting for you to be shooting in the 40 to 50 apps a week. Printing money. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that means you're going to have to move this up to that neighborhood, and then here's the other thing. You're going to have to get better. Okay? And the only way I know you get better is to get around. And that's why I tell Josh, I said, get Jeff up here. What's your last name, Jeff?
Neil.
Jeff Neal. Get Jeff up here because we've got to get him better. Because most of this attitude is caught, not taught. So when you get around us, it's just like a disease or a medical issue. A lot of times you catch it from somebody else. Now, some stuff in your life is inherited. My daddy was a worker. My daddy, but I'm going to tell you what, something going cray-cray. He worked the post office. He'd deliver mail. And when then he'd come home, we'd feed the animals, the cows and the goats, and then we'd get out there in the field and plant something. Sun go down, he'd get out the flashlight, talking about, we got to go down to the barn. I'm like, God almighty. He'd be like, boy, I want to hear all that. You with me? So I don't know if that might have been in my genes, but I didn't want to carry the mail and feed the animals and plant the tobacco. I wanted a pyramid strategy. Somewhere I could make millions and millions and millions. Leverage is what I was looking for. And when I found something like this, I went crazy. Everybody in the world knew I was committed to it. Nobody was wondering about Albright. They said, that joker, he's going to went crazy. And I was like, yes, I have, because I've had it with being broke. I will take crazy over broke all day long. Somebody told me one time, they said, when you get rich and you crazy, they call it something else. They call it, what is they call it? If you're poor, they call you crazy, something retarded. Eccentric. That's it. They say, you will be eccentric. I'm eccentric.
Right. That's right.
I wanted to say something right then. I'm eccentric, buddy. That's not the word I'm thinking. I'm eccentric, buddy. That ain't the word I'm thinking. I'm saying that word, but I'm thinking another word. I'm eccentric. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. I want you to have this feeling. It's a feeling that I'm trying to get you to get, where you know you're right, and you know 99% of the people in the world are wrong. And I want you to get that feeling. And I don't know how I got it in the beginning. I just remember this. When I first saw Amway, I was an engineer, guys. I had a big job, white shirt, black pants, long sleeve shirts in the dead of summer. It'd be 100 degrees. I'd have a long sleeve shirt on, and I'd be talking in there about like, let's get this mill moving. I want this textile mill. But I was like, I cannot be president, I cannot be rich, I cannot be free. They had a limited number of days off. This is psycho. I was like, I want to have unlimited freedom. And when I found Amway, I went psycho crazy. I thought to myself, all I'm going to do is recruit people and get them going. So when I tell people, when I got in this business, I knew what to do. It's only this. Just sell, book appointments, and get other people booking appointments. It's not complicated. So I went fanatical about it. And my deal was, I just wanted to see how much I could do. I didn't want to do 1,000. I wanted to see how many I could do. But I had to split my week in half because I had selling and I had recruiting. So for my selling, I'm just going to tell you, a simple thing is to book 20 appointments. So however long it takes you to book 20 appointments, and however long it takes you to run it, and then in around time, the other time of the day is when you recruit. One way to look at it is like this right here. If you had a bucket of 24 hours, you got 24 hours in this bucket. So you want to put in phone calls to book appointments, and then you want to put in your calendar to run the appointments. So this would be booking appointments, and this will be running appointments, and then the other time would be recruiting. Recruiting and training. Okay? Now, you say, well, what time are you going to sleep? I just wasn't interested in sleep. What time are you going to be eating? Well, while I'm doing all this. I'm not going to stop to eat. I know people that stop to eat. And you say, are they happier than you? I don't know. I didn't want to stop to eat. I'd eat and work. Today, I got ready for this show while I was eating. I didn't skip a meal, baby. I'm big on eating. But I was talking right through this. You with me? Getting ready right through this. So, what about family time? I schedule it. Here we're going to a game. Here we're going to a concert. Here we're going to eat dinner together. Here we're going to a movie. Here I'm going to help them with homework. Here I'm going to have a serious conversation. I would schedule it on my calendar. But every other minute I was trying to do the money-making projects. You with me? I was trying to squeeze in every minute. All this is recruiting. You with me? All this is recruiting. All this is recruiting. You with me? I wanted to have recruiting all in here and training people every minute. And by the way, part of my training, I would take somebody with me on appointments, and somebody would have somebody with me when I was booking my appointments. I was so bad at one of my buddies. I just asked him to train some people in a location, booked appointments with nobody sitting there. What the heck? I said, what is wrong with you? He was like, I made a mistake. I was like, you keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You say you talk to them like that. Yeah. I was like, I'm on your team. Are you on my team? You got to train people. Does this make sense?
Yes.
You said, what if I ain't got nobody there with me to book appointments with me? Then book them alone. That is not a hard question. What if they won't ride with me? Don't take them. Recruit some more and find somebody that will.
Okay.
Does this make sense?
Yes.
Some complicated stuff right here. So this will be one whole week. You with me? And then next week, here we go again. I would get we call this A activities. I would try to do A activities first. And I got this time book with Jane, this time book with Spencer, this time book with Haley, this time booked with all of them. It's going to happen. When that time frame gets there, bam! We're going to go to a movie. Bam! We're going to go to dinner. But all the other times, I was trying to get as much possible done as I could. I'm going to try to get done personally.
Yes. Yes.
What's today? Wednesday?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow, me and Spencer are going to get on a plane with Michael Owens and his son and Mike Leventovich and Noel Leventovich, and we're going to fly the New Alliance Air, our jet, our Citation jet. We're going to fly to El Paso, Texas. We're going, and that whole time, I think that's about a little over 3 hour flight, maybe 3 hours and 30 minutes flight. We're going to stop and get gas on the way out there. We're going to talk, and we're going to build relationships the whole time. We're going to plan for next year. We're going to talk to Spencer about his life. We're going to talk to Owen's son about his life. We're going to talk to Mike and Noel. What's going on? We're going to associate. You with me?
Yeah.
This is planned family and friendship time. Now, I'm talking to my boy. Okay? And me and him going to room together, so some other time it's just going to be me and him alone. And then we're setting up in the President's Club when we go to the game. We're going to this Sun Bowl game. See, I tell people, I don't work all the time, but I work more than you do. But I don't piddle. The best word I have ever come up with is piddle. People piddle. They watch television. They have these conversations. Oh, Lord, these conversations. It's just Christmas time, so I've just talked to a lot of people, and they try to have these conversations about stuff, and I'm going like, that stuff don't matter. I mean, and I was just like, but I'm getting really good. I'll be talking to them about, that's good stuff right there. I'll back away like this, and then I'll go do something else. And then I get out of there. I can tell y'all something about that, but Christmas time's over. But you got to avoid these waste of time conversations. People have these conversations, stupid conversations. People say, it are stupid, okay? Let me ask you this. In this past month right here, did you have some stupid conversation with some stupid people?
Mm-hmm. A few.
Yeah. That's wasted time. And I is this making sense, Jeff?
Yeah, it does.
I became and am an efficiency freak. And you can't change me. I'm locked into it. I am on it. Now, there's times I'm more efficient. There's weeks I'm more efficient because I get weaker, because I ain't reading, because I don't associate, because I ain't listening to audio. So the main ways you stay strong is listening to audio, hanging around us, and reading books. That'll keep you strong. One guy sent a text to me, and I immediately answered back. He said, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you're not hanging around enough, you're not reading enough, and you're not listening to audios. That's the reason. And he came back with something like, you're right. And I said, I know I'm right. I knew it. When you asked me the question, I knew it. I was like, you ain't hanging around. Mm-hmm. You want to see this 16 to go to 10? Don't hang around. Don't read. Don't listen to audios. You say, how can I get worse? Easy. Getting worse is easy. Just hang around the wrong people. See, the difference is this. This is you. And these are the people that doing the do. These are the people that are not doing the do. Okay? Mm-hmm. You hang around these people and you will become like them. You hang around these people and you'll become like them. That's it. It's not complicated. It just blows my mind, the difference between poor people and rich people. It's the way they think. And you hang around them dum-dums, you'll start thinking like a dum-dum.
So enough.
I help you with that. John Maxwell will help you with that. Tim Goda help you with that. Brian Tracy will help you with that. These people have narrow do margins. They don't do everything. Poorest people, the poorest people in the world, they do everything. They play golf, they play pinochle, they play poker, they play television, they play online poker, they play online porn, they do every kind of drug in the book, every kind of alcohol, they know everything. They know everything about everything. Except for one thing, they ain't got no money. Does that make sense? You put them on that Jeopardy show, they'll be like, what is Japan? What is sushi? What is a mackerel? What is South Dakota? I'd be like, y'all people crazy. They know everything. They know it all, but they broke as all get out. I'd rather things say, like, I don't know, I'll pay somebody to know that. I don't know, but I'll Google it for you on my 10. I'll Google it for you on my 10, baby, if I knew how to use it. Hold on a second. Has anybody else got a 10 and show me how to use my phone? I enjoy being dumb as good as you ever believe in your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'm proud of it. How fast your plane go? 450 miles an hour. Is that knots or I don't know. I don't know. It's knots, miles per hour. It's 450, buddy. That's not what I'm thinking.
Right.
You're doing good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
God almighty. I got 15 pages of stuff I'm supposed to cover and I ain't even touched it yet. All right. Who else is brand new in here? Over here. Who we got? First time? First time, come up here. What's your guy's name? Come on up here. Y'all give these guys a hand. Give them a little encouragement. Everybody needs a little encouragement. Y'all stay on this side. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew what?
Randall.
Randall. Who invited you here?
Josh.
Josh. Tell me something good about yourself.
I beat Josh at selling the first time, so I'm gonna do it the second time.
You beat him selling?
Yeah.
Selling what?
Yeah, selling vacuums. We sold vacuums back.
You sell a Kirby?
Yes, sir.
You suck one of them metal balls out of commodes?
Nah, I ain't do that. We ain't have to do that much to sell.
What'd you do?
I sold them. I ain't really
Sold them.
I ain't have no other idea what I was doing with them, but I sold them.
Got vacuums, need money.
Yeah, that's straight. Just like that.
You went door to door?
Yeah.
You wasn't scared?
Nah.
No. You got your insurance license yet?
Nope. Trying to get that soon though.
Randall?
Yes.
So you knew him from elsewhere?
Yes.
And you used to whoop his tail selling vacuum cleaners?
I mean, he got me the first month. I got on the second month. He won't there after that. But I got the last dub, so it didn't matter.
Are you still doing that, Randall?
Nah, I actually was selling cars, and then I sold a couple last week, and then I went in yesterday, and they was like, yeah, we're going to restart the whole team. I said, what? Like, I just sold 4 of them.
Like you ain't on the team no more?
Yeah. I was like, wow. Like, I just started last month.
God must be looking after you.
Hey, he said, my mom wanted me to do insurance, so I was like, hey.
Your mama?
My mom do insurance
I like
now.
your mama.
She said she
do insurance now?
Yeah, she just quit her job in August to kind of start doing it. But yeah, I mean, Josh started talking pretty well about it, so here I am.
All right. Tell me something else good outside of selling vacuum cleaners and cars. What else is good?
I mean, I ain't clocked in at a real job in some months, so I understand what you mean about the hours portion. I mean, since probably before Kirby, I ain't probably seen nobody time clock. So,
Yeah.
So I
Ain't seen no
understand.
time clock.
Yeah, I understand
Don't
what
make
you
no
mean.
difference.
It don't.
Work 24/7.
Exactly.
I like that. How old are you?
26.
They're just perfect age to come out of this thing and kill it. You relate to what I'm saying? Either do or don't.
Yeah, I understand.
Is you with us or is you ain't?
I
and all
understand.
that.
I understand.
Where'd
all
you go
of
to
it.
high school?
Northeast Guilford.
Northeast Guilford. Did you play ball or anything there?
I played soccer.
Played soccer.
Ran
Running
track.
and running.
Yep. Ran
How
track and ran
help y'all
track.
people run?
Nah. I figured it out. If
Huh?
you stay at the front, you ain't got to run to the back.
I got
You
you.
only got to run halfway. You gotta know how to do that.
Yeah, it is easier at the front. I guarantee you that. So you signed up for class.
Nah, not yet.
You hadn't signed up for class.
I
So you
talked to him yesterday and I came today.
So you talked to him yesterday, came today. So we got to get you in class today. Now, it's a 40-hour class. It's 24 hours in a day. So if you do it in 2 days, you ought to have 8 hours left over. Now, I'm telling you this. I'm quicker with math than most people. Did you follow me? It's 24 hours a day, so 48 hours in 2 days. If you do it in 40 hours, in
I
2
got 8
days,
hours
you
left.
still get 8 hours left to do something else with it. Sleep, eat, watch television, whatever you want to do in that 8 hours. Other people, they take 3 days. I don't know what's taking you so long. Other people, they take 2 weeks. I have no idea what's taking them so
Yeah,
long.
my mom took like a month. I didn't know what was going
month.
on.
You
I
ain't
was
no
like,
girl.
I was like, whoa. Whoa.
40-hour class.
I figured so.
It's a 40-hour class. Now, you can go to Greensboro and sit in class. You don't have to sit in there 40 hours, but you have to drive up there every day. And then at the end of the day, end of the 5th day, you sign up for the state test and then take state test and then pass it. Or you can do it online in 1 day. Or 2 days, I mean. You can't do it in 1 day. You got to do it 2. Because it's 40 hours. You got to be logged on.
Yeah,
Log on, look through the pages. Focus, intentionality, cray-cray. My first year doing this, I made $200,000.
Need that.
I never made that kind of money in my life. I was so fired up out of my mind, I didn't know which way to go.
To the store. To the store. That's which way you going.
I didn't. I was trying to get to $1 million income
Hey, then back
before I
to
even
work.
thinking about a store.
Then back to work.
That makes
it
sense.
is.
What's your last name, Randall?
Randall.
Randall is your last name?
Yeah,
What's
first
your
name Andrew.
Andrew. Did you go to college or technical school or
Went to,
Army?
Campbell University for a
Campbell
little.
for a little while. What was you studying?
Accounting and pre-farm.
Accounting and pre-farm. Well, if you did accounting, you ought to follow my math pretty quick then.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's basic math. Ain't nothing too crazy with it.
All right, who's this? What's your name?
My name is Elijah Kendrick.
Elijah,
Yes, sir.
like the prophet.
Yes.
Hendrick. Hendrick or Kendrick?
Kendrick.
Kendrick, like the race car drivers.
Yes.
All right, Elijah Kendrick.
Yeah.
Is it an S on Kendrick or just a K? Is it
Just
N?
a K.
Yep. Okay. Tell me something good about Elijah.
Tell me something good
Put
about
your mic
Elijah.
up a little bit closer. Yeah.
I am socially conscious, meaning I don't follow the herd. I step out and walk my own path.
Okay. Give me specifically what you mean by that. I hear you. I believe you. Just tell me. Give me an example. I'm good on examples.
Okay, so where I'm from, I'm not from a great area. I'm not even middle class. I'm below average.
We call that the wrong side of the tracks.
The wrong side of the tracks. And I just didn't want to follow their path, so I decided to take my own path and become my own person.
What have you done with that?
What have I done with that? I'm still exploring. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm not where I want to be yet, but
Where'd you go to high school?
where I go to high school, I went to a high school in Gastonia,
Gastonia. That's down there near Charlotte.
Yep.
And how do you know us?
How do I know you? I got in contact with Ben Ortiz.
Okay. So Ben told you to come up here and see us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you go to college or military or
I went to college for 1 semester.
where?
NCA&T in Greensboro.
North Carolina A&T University in Greensboro, North Carolina. And what were you studying there?
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering. So you ought to be able to do the math too. Have you got a job now, Elijah?
Do I have a job? No, I am not working right now.
Okay. Have you ever had one?
Yes.
What's been your favorite one?
Well, my favorite one, it was Bojangles.
I love Bojangles. I used to work at Bojangles.
The reason why it's my favorite because I realized I did not want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life.
So it taught you.
Yeah.
It taught you.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they still wear them brown corduroy pants.
Yes, sir.
You know my favorite part working there?
What was your favorite
Is
part?
when you clean up at night with them fire hoses, you know, when you're cleaning and doing a thing. I'll be like, shh, shh. Y'all ever do that?
Yeah.
It'd be soaking wet every night, especially if it's like 20 degrees outside or 10 degrees outside. You get them good soaking wet, man, to go outside freezing to death.
That's
Did
true.
y'all put a little extra chicken in and fry it at night so it'd be some left over on purpose?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. That's been 114 years ago that I did that, and they ain't caught us yet. Maybe they know it. Maybe they just thought they'd give away them pennies to keep us working there.
Yeah.
That chicken was good. American Income. That's who we work with.
Yeah.
How long did you stay there?
I was there for 4 or 5 months, but I took a leave because of my family.
Okay. All right. Is this making sense with you?
Yes, sir.
Is you with us?
I'm
or
with
ain't
it.
you?
I'm with it.
I'm with you. Okay. All right. Let me show y'all what some of the winners are doing. Okay. So Billy, what I want to do is pull up some of these leaderboards of the top 33, and I'm just going to say we're going to pull up some of these leaderboards. Let's see. Let's start with this one right here. All right. So this is the issue paid legs. All right. So this is issue paid. This is who wrote. So Minerve wrote 47,945 in the month of November. Okay? You hear what I'm telling you? That ain't 16 apps. I want you to compete with Minerve. That makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
People say, I don't think I'm the best. I look for people that think they might be the best. I have had it with these people writing $6 grand talking about, I'm paid all my bills. How about you need to get bigger bills?
Yes, right.
Because you living broke and it's embarrassing to the family.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Now, it's such a tightrope that I'm working here. Chris Long, Paul Roberts, Dr. Phil. It's a tightrope. We don't want to make the wusses mad because we got a room for uncommitted with couches in it, and we got a place for them to sit. We done paid the rent. We need to keep them around.
That's right.
Does that make sense? Maybe they got a family situation. That's a good excuse. Maybe they got a spouse situation. That's a good excuse. Maybe they got a health situation. That's a good excuse. Maybe their children are a good excuse. They got a good excuse. Maybe they got mental problems. Maybe they touched. Don't be mad with them.
That's right.
Don't be mad with them. But find me the crazies. Does that make sense? Be on the team. We're going to run contests. I got one contest going. Yep, I wrote it down. All right. Here we go. Write these dates down. If you're a winner, you need to put this down. If you're just going to halfway do it and you ain't all in, you don't need to write these down because it ain't going to be important to you. 25th through the 27th, I have some money to spend. Burn a hole in my pocket. I want to take some people up and introduce them to Canute, the president of Foresters, and Darwin Herm, and Matt, and several of the other guys. JS, I want to introduce you to some of my Canadian friends up in Toronto, Canada. So we would fly you up on the 25th, take you out to a nice dinner. The next day, the 26th, we're going to train and work all day and have a good time, meet people at Foresters. Take you out to dinner on the 25th, 27th. We do breakfast and some training. We're going to fly you home on the 27th. Does that make sense? So this is all expense paid trip. I have about enough money for about 15 to 20 people. I'm working on Foresters. I'm trying to get them to give me some more money, and I'm working on National Western, and I'm saving my pennies, so maybe we can get it up to 24. What would be crazy is if we could get enough to 33. But I know I got the money for about 15 to 20 people. And what I'm thinking about doing is, for example, with Minerve, I would say, Minerve, who you want to send, you or Pierre, because she's married to Pierre. People say, I want to take my spouse. I know you do, but if you do, it's going to cost you money. I'm just looking for one of the two who's leading the ship. And I know that's tough because you got Mike and Noel Levantovich, and both of them kicking butt and taking names, but they're going to have to pick one. So it's about 15 or 16 people. And I'm going to tell you the criteria that I'm judging it by. And one is this right here. You see how she sold 47,000? That's a big deal. Bill Cook wrote 31,000. Jay Turner 30,000. Now watch. If I had to pick between them three, I'd go with Bill Cook at this point because of the 7 recruits. We sell, we recruit, we build.
That's right.
So if you ain't doing all three, I got to keep looking. Like, look here, Jazz.
Yeah.
Look at that right there, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Number 8 in the country in sales. And she recruited 10 people. Look at Michael Owens. You with me? You say, you want us to do everything. I want you to grow. I want you to prosper. I want you to be able to travel with me. I don't want to say things like, I'm buying a new jet. Can you fly out there and meet me and have dinner? You're like, you going to pay for it? I'm like, no. And also, I can't pay you your salary when you ain't working, if you ain't free. Does this make sense, Jeff? Mm-hmm. Andrew, you tracking with me? So I don't want to go see your new jet. Well, then I don't care then. Don't go. But what if I'm going to go to a Super Bowl? What if I'm going to go to the NHL All-Star game? What if we're going to go to Africa and shoot animals? What if we're going to go over there on a safari? What if we're going to go over there and check out Victoria Falls and you can't afford to go? What if I want you to come down to my beach house and hang out for a week? We just hang out down there and eat out and have a good time. I got to work, my bills. See, if you done paid all your bills and had $50,000 or $150,000 in the bank, I got another deal I'm setting up. There's this raceway out by my house. It's about 45 minutes from my house. You can go up there and you can rent the entire raceway out. Okay? I don't know how many $1,000 it is. And you can put your Ferrari, your BMW, your Cadillac, whatever you got, a Lamborghini, and you can run it all out. But if I have to pay for everybody because they can't afford to, it ain't going to happen. But if I say, you kick in 2,000, you kick in 2,000, and we'll go out there and lease this thing out, we'll have a good time, but you can't afford to take time off work. I need somebody else, Nick, come with me. James, you tracking with me? I need some people that will kill it. But so many people are enjoying poor people activities. Poor people activities, like watching television. They can't afford to do rich people activities. They use up their time during the day, Elijah, on wasted stuff that's boring and pitiful. It's just plain pitiful. And they're proud about it. You know? It's a tight walk because I don't want to offend these people, but when you speak the truth, people are going to get offended.
That's right. They got offended at Jesus. They got offended at Jesus.
Yes, they did. Dr. Phil Hebert, one of the new ones. James Coleman, kicking butt. 2-2. Good job, though, in the top 12. Chris Long, 4 recruits. Look at James Hill. There's James right there. James and Jane, him and his wife kicking butt. Look at this. $21,000 in issue paid. That means they probably turned in $30,000. People always talk about, I got this in pending. I said, pending ain't issue paid. Everybody's got stuff in pending. That ain't nothing new. This is issue paid. Swindell, look at that. Way to go, Brant. Brant's got a bunch of brand new people talking. Let me tell y'all what Brant told you. He's looking for somebody to go 100%, cray-cray, fanatic, do everything, not scared of nothing, don't listen to nobody, but listen to me, and gonna do this thing. Crazy warriors don't care. And if you don't feel like that now, can you figure out how to get there a month from now? But I'm telling you, today's the 27th, I think. 28th, 29th, 30th. How many days in this month? 31? 31. You got 4 more days. 28, 29, 30, 31. And it's January 1. And it's time to start winning the cruise. It ain't no cruise. It's a train ride. We're going to Paris and Switzerland. We ain't staying in no cheap hotel neither. Let me explain something to you. If you want to win, you can win. If you don't want to win, you ain't got a shot. Does that make sense? You got 4 days. You could have your license and be selling January 1, or it could be January 3rd, January 10th, January 30th. It could be February. Well, I'm telling you, if you want to win this, you can win it. We have people do it every year. There's 1 or 2 people that join us right at the end of the year, and then they win it. My question is, why ain't it 49 people that join us? It's that want to in America. I don't know if it's my generation, your generation don't want nothing. I want to change the world. How about changing your billfold? How about changing your bank account? How much? Does that make sense? I don't know where they are, but we are calling them now. Hello! Marty Dozier, look at here, 6 and 19,000. Toby Griggs, Toby and Stephanie, right here on the front row. Raise your head. Toby and Stephanie, get a shot of them right there. Y'all come up here, Toby and Stephanie. Check this out. This couple right here. Give them a hand. Woohoo! All right, come here. Let them have a mic, Jeff. How long y'all been with us, Toby?
2 years.
2 years. Did you ever think y'all would be in the top 20, recognized, 18,904? Did you ever think you'd be that high?
Honestly, no.
No. And did you figure out how you did it so far?
Yes.
Did y'all win the Hawaii thing?
We have, yes.
You have won the Hawaii
Yes.
for sure already.
Yes.
Okay, look at that. You right there, you done whooped Katrina this month. And you know she kills it. She did 18,003 direct recruits. Kimberly Wells, look at here. Y'all are right in here with the crowd. Jeremy Patton. I'm trying to get these top 33 people. If I picked the top 33 based on personal production only, y'all would be in it. MK, Nathan Thomas, Doug Becker, Jeremy Patton, Kimberly Wells, Jonathan Yakey, Steve Moore, Marcy Hicks. There's another new one. This will be Marcy's first full year with us. Look at that. Already. Sydney. Look at us. Sydney down there in Miami area. Danny Johnson, my buddy for 25 years. Eric Belair and Terry Edwards. There go Terry Edwards right there. So this is the top 33 people in the country. So the 33rd worst person, 33rd person did 15,000. Question is, who was 34? Who was 35? Who was 142? I got them right here. There's the top 33 right there, Terry. You can have that one since you number 33. See, but I got, here goes to 39. Here goes to 81. Here goes to top 100. Mike Paleo was number 100 in the country. Tawana Muhammad was number 98. Trina Noel was number 93. Ben Ortiz, the guy that hired you, he was number 91 in the company. Now, it's just 1 month. I don't know if other months he was number 1. I'm telling you, every month we got to look at it. And at the end of the year, there's one number 1, one number 2, one number 100. My question is where you want to end up and how fast you want to pass him. So you want me to pass the guy, hire me? Yeah, 91. Don't you want to pass him? Yeah. Didn't you want to pass him when you worked with him? My thing is competition.
That's right.
It's competition for the A players. Russ Lynch, my buddy, the violin player. He's the only professional violin player that I know his name. He was number 87 in the company. Russ, I think you belong in the top 33. Matt Goodrich was number 84 in the country. Matt, I think you belong up in here with Jonathan Yakey, Nathan Thomas, Jeremy Patton, these people. You with me? Adam Johnson, 19,004 recruits. Marty Dozier, 19,806 recruits. Dustin Craig, Dustin and Courtney, 19,900. Who would ever thought you, Dustin, would be number 17 in the country? Every single week, every single day, every single month, this is a competition. This is a dogfight in 2018. You with me? I'm looking for y'all to scrap. It's the end of this year. See, here's what I think, Andrew. People don't believe Doogie stinks. You know what I'm saying? It do. Dog Doogie, terrible. They don't believe that what they do matters in the end. I believed beyond a shadow of a doubt that association, reading the books, and going out and talking to people would change my life. Does that make sense? I believed. You know, the evidence of belief is action, and the evidence of action is results. The reason the people down here lower is they don't believe or they don't care. If they say they care, then apparently they don't believe because it's based on do. Audrey Gilliland was number 61. Audrey, I don't know if you knew that. You was number 61 in the country. Terry Williams, number 62 in the country. Justin Balick, number 58 in the country. You either be proud of that or mad about that. I have been shooting for number 1 all my life. I have failed repeatedly, but I sure like being up in the top 2 or 3.
That's right.
Does that make sense? Mark Hutchinson, number 49. Pam Moore, number 48. Gus Turan. Gus, you was number 47. Nikki Ebanks, number 46. Dante Wheat, Marcus Richardson, you number 41. Jen Moore, number 30, she was number 40. This is top 33 right here. Does this make sense what we're shooting for, guys?
Yes, sir.
What I highly suggest you do is go on NA University and try to find all the training for those final expense products and how to sell them and how they work, so you can get extra points to win this trip to Paris, because that's a lot of time to associate and hang out. It's going to be 2019. We're getting ready to go to Hawaii in a few months, and everybody that won that trip going to be with us. And by the way, now's the time that people start going, I hope this goes through. I hope this. Look, this is too late for hope. We need you to start thinking about next year.
That's right.
Unless you got a shot, and you've got 4 more days to get it done. I think you only got 2 more days. It's got to get issued on Thursday or Friday. Does that make sense? All right. I got some other leaderboards I want to show you. Y'all like these leaderboards? Y'all interested in that stuff? James, you like looking at these? You like it? Let's see. Oh. What is the difference in that one? Issue paid. Huh? That's November? What was that? I think it is a repeat. All right. Let's see what this one is. All right. This is unique first issue paid legs. And I'm going to skip over this one because it's a little too much for people to understand. Oh, it has so many repeats, Billy. Any idea? All right. This is issue paid legs. This is, if this is you, Andrew, and you get somebody recruited and they start getting issue paid, that counts as 1 leg. Or, let's say you recruit a person and they're not too sharp, but they hire somebody who is, and they get paid, that's an issue paid leg because, see, it's in that 1 leg. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to start breaking you in on terminology. And I'm 53 years old. I've been in insurance for 17 and a half years. I'm very upset that I only have 65 different organizations that are getting issue paid. On the other hand, I make millions of dollars. Disappointed, mad, upset, fired up out of my mind, excited. What I am not is the middle of the road. Does that make sense? I'm either cray-cray excited or I'm cray-cray mad. Mostly cray-cray mad. Okay? All right. I didn't even finish telling you. Playing. So we're going to El Paso. Well, the basketball coach at NC State, Kevin Keats, texts me, hey man, can I use your plane next 2 or 3 days? I'm trying to do some serious recruiting. And I like Wolfpack. I wanted to win basketball. I said, boss, let me check. So I checked with my guy, and the plane's solid. The King is leased out, and me and my son, we're going to another crowd, we're going to El Paso. I said, sir, I'm sorry. The planes are up in the air. And you can't use them if we already got them booked. Right. I said, but they're available January 1st through January 7th. If you want to use it, you can have it for free. And so then I called him and I talked to him, and he said, well, we got a basketball game Saturday. I was like, yeah, we'll be coming back from El Paso. So I got thinking, after I hung up with him, I said, we ought to just fly. He's going to be playing Clemson down in El Paso, down in Little John Coliseum down in Clemson. So I thought, why don't you get us 6 tickets and we'll just fly to Clemson. So we'll go out there and see the bowl game and then fly the jet into Clemson and watch the basketball game and then fly back Saturday night. So in 3 days, we get in 2 big-time games. So I texted Michael Owens, said, you in? He said, yeah. I texted Leventovich, you in? They said, yeah. So now the coach, you think the head coach can give me 6 more tickets? I think, yes. He said he's working on it. Does this make sense? So it's going to be hard for me to work, but I'm kind of working because I'm thinking about my business. But now, when I was poor, I didn't go sit in nosebleed seats, and I didn't watch television games, basketball. I just didn't do it. And I still don't go to every game because I got to make more millions because my dreams are bigger, and I don't ever want to be broke again. Okay? So look and see who else has this stuff going on. Diane Lampy is number 2 in the country. She only has 20, or she has 20. Stephen Davies has 18. Michael Owens, 17. We were looking at this. Almost everybody that's got, well, these are issue pay legs. Recruiting legs gets kind of crazier. Adam Katz, 15. Does this make, y'all understand the terminology of this? So here they are. Abian, Katz, Leventovich is number 7. Paul Roberts is number 8 in the country. Olga Mathis is number 9. Fitzgerald is number 10 with 13. Belair, Weinbrenner, James Hill. Here we go, James again.
There you go.
See, when you see those repeat names, you start getting excited. When you see them on recruiting, you see them on issue paid legs, you see them on group premium, you start putting this whole combination together. It's like you see a basketball player that can shoot, but he can't pass his grades. You see a basketball player that can play defense, but he can't hit a layup. You get a basketball player who can shoot, and he can play defense, but he can't find the court. You with me? You got to get that combination. And then the last thing is, can they interview good?
Right.
You don't want them to look stupid on TV. I never forget one of our basketball players. They said, how did you hit that left-handed shot? And Cozell said, because I'm amphibious. Cozell! North Carolina State, baby. I said, I do not think the word means what you think it means. I'm amphibious. I said, edit it quick. Shut the television off. The good news is most people are so dumb they didn't know what was wrong with it. He done won the game, so I didn't care. Some things are less important. I don't know many words either. If he'd have said I can shoot with both hands, that's why. That would have made more sense. Jason Carey, 10. Kyle Cater, there's Kyle right there. I saw him grinning. Where's Kyle? There he is right there. 10. How many years you been doing this, Kyle? 10. Give him the mic. In 12 years, he's found 10 legs that are right in business. Now watch this. You ain't going to believe it just looking at him. Tell him how much money you're going to make this year.
Just shy of 500,000.
Tell them how much your tuition for your oldest girl. How much is it every year?
$70,000 a year.
$70,000. You pay it. You write that check, or you loan and you borrowing money?
No, I pay it.
See, let me say something to you. There's people in this world like that. How much were you making on your job?
$105,000.
$105,000 a year.
Yes, sir.
It'd been hard for you to pay that $70,000 tuition, wouldn't it? How much? And eat. How much was your wife making on the job she had?
She was making about 50.
50,000. Y'all making 160,000.
About, yeah.
Y'all were uptown, wouldn't you?
We thought we were.
How many hours were you? What kind of job did you have?
Honda R&D, 80 hours a week.
Research and development, putting in 80 hours on it. Come here, Jeff, where I can hit you. He's putting in 80 hours on a stupid job for R&D. He wasn't no chance of getting rich, no chance of getting free, no chance of having a plane, no chance of paying $70,000 tuition. He'd be lucky to get a 5% raise. He put in 80 hours. You know why? Because they didn't want to lose a stupid job. Does that make sense? I had a friend make $75,000. He cried in his curse. He said, they done cut my commission at work. I said, well, get used to it, buddy. You're 25 years old, so wait until you're 27. You think it's bad when you're 25, you know that. You know you ain't putting up with that. Give him the mic. Give him the mic. So repeat that, what you said.
Can't run none of that funny stuff no more. Like, I done seen too many people be shysters in it. I mean, it don't work out. You just got to work hard.
See, let me explain something to you. I'll go on that trip and still put in more hours and more productivity than you in a week. I'm a sneaky worker.
That's this year, though.
That's this year.
That's this year.
We're going to see. I got several of you. I'm looking at y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to outwork you. It's not just I'm going to outsmart you. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to outwork you. Riri could come in here and work just as much as me if he wants to. But if he don't want to, he don't have to. So I'm going to outsmart you and outwork you. The main thing I'm going to do is laugh because I'm putting in more, I'm sneaking in more phone calls. This is the year that the people that put in the work move up. You watch. It's crazy this year. This makes sense? This is it right here. Jason Carey, Mickey Cruz. Mickey Cruz got 10. Kyle? Mickey Cruz got just as many issue-paid legs as you do. Kerry Williams. Good job, Kerry. Mikey Carey. Michael Hartlib got 9. Riddle got 9. Chris Long got 9. Swindell got 9. I'm cross-referencing these names and see who shows up in all categories. Chadwick Ray, George and Penny Wilson, Chris Robinson, Jasmine. Look at that, 8.
That's right.
See, she was. How many? What was she in production? Number 1.
Number 8.
Number 8 in production, and then here she is with 8 legs. The best one in the country got 20. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to figure out who's my top ones. Patrick Connors, Dozier got 7. He was mentioned before. Saunders, Michelle Alleman got 7. Soto done jumped up in there in the top 30. Buck Rollins, Stephen Bowery out in Hawaii, Mark Marcellus, Joe Walker. Way to go, Joe. Number 35 in the country. Here's the crazy thing. If Joe just got 3 good people, so if this is Joe and he's got his 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if he'll go out there and find 3 more people got sense enough to call up leads and run appointments, he'll jump up to 9. Let me show you where you'd go, Joe. You would be tied. You would be tied with this group right here, Joe, with just 3 more people. You'd be up there with Kerry Williams, Michael Hartley, Andy Riddle, Terry Edwards. So you would go from 6 to 9, you would jump in this group right here, right in the middle of them. And if you got 4 more, 1 more. See, this is a game of inches. This is a game of sneaking in 1 more phone call before you go to bed. Your wife, your girlfriend, your mama, whatever calls you, talking about, it's time to eat. You'd be like, I got to make 1 more phone call. It's 1 more. 1 more, look what it does for him. Puts him into this group right here of James Hill. How long you been with us, James? Holler out.
10 years.
10 years. 10 years, Marty Dozier, and you're up there with somebody been in 10. Look at this. Kyle, 1 more. Boom. You up in there with Weinbrenner, Bel Air. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
This is what we're shooting for. So there's your top 33 people on issue paid legs. Oh, I hadn't done. Ooh, I went further than I wanted to. I wanted to stop at 33. All I wanted, Billy, is I want all these reports to stop at 33. Let's see what else we got. All right. What's this? Issue paid monthly legs. That's the report I wanted right there. Okay? So that's issue paid legs. Let's go on out here. Let's see what else we got. Recruiting legs. This is interesting. Way this works, if this is you, and you hired a guy, and he's writing, making money, and he gets 1 more person contracted, ready to sell. So he's ready to sell. This person's ready to sell. We had 30 people recruit somebody. So out of my 65, 30 of them recruited somebody. Does this make sense? I had 65 getting paid, and 30 of those actually hired at least 1 person. In all my life, all I've got is 30 people recruiting. 30 different organizations recruiting. I wish I had 65. I wish I had 200. So my whole staff, Josh, Chelsea, Chris Hill, Pam, Tia, all y'all, the goal is we got to get more than 65 issue paid, and we dang sure got to get 30 more recruiting. Does that make sense? So you say, what am I competing with? Let's go down here and see if we got 33 of them. Got way too many, Billy. Is that last report the one only has 33? It might be. Let's see if it is. Yep, there it is. So Marvin Osuna has 3 different legs bringing on recruits. in this month. Can y'all believe it's been an hour and a half? I ain't covered nothing. In other words, show's supposed to be over. Look at here. Junior Korea. Junior. Look how many people have 3 legs recruiting. You jump all the way to number 20 in the company if you just had 4. You with me on this? So number 20 has 4 and number 1 got 30. That's like one man making millions, another man making 30,000 a year. Another man making 40,000. Why does one man make millions, another man make 30? This is America right here. Because number 1 has got 30 and he got 4. That much difference. It ain't that 30 people recruiting. I'd be thinking in 3 years, if I can't get 30 people recruiting, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I'm mad. I'm going in mind to meet the time I ain't got more. I got to get better at it. All right, so let's do these names real quick. You take a look at them. James Coleman, Minerve, Saunders, Dorian Saunders. Can somebody make a note to Preston to fix it to Dorian Saunders, if that's Dorian Saunders, or if it might be William Saunders. They're twins. If it's Williams, it's William. Stephen Bowery 3, Michelle Alleman 3. I think this side is issue paid legs. Remember we doing the other report that had issue paid legs? 65 issue paid, 30 of them recruiting. Nice. That make sense? Let's do the top 10 real quick. There's the top 10 in the country. Number, look at that. 4. Look at that. You jump, if you had 5, you're in the top 10 in the country. Number 10, Adam Katz had 4 legs recruiting, 15 issue paid. Olga, Victor Loya, Fitz, Leventovich, Roberts, Davies, Lampy. Lampy got 14. I'm telling y'all, this thing, we could kill this thing. Levens, Belair, James Hill. You heard James and Jane mentioned a whole lot. Jason Carey mentioned a lot. Riddle a lot. Chadwick Ray a lot. Look at Chadwick, 4. 5, look what 5 gets you. Bam, top 10. Patrick Connors, Buck, Paul Epstein, Paul Menachino, I think that's Gus. Michael Owens, Kyle Cater, Michael Hartley, Chris Long. All these 3s lumped together. Stephen Bowery. All right, look at here. Here's my goal. I know what my numbers were in November. I'll soon have my numbers in December. It's grow. Massive, massive, massive growth. Because here's the way I see it. Staying the same is going backwards. And we stand the risk of going backwards, and I ain't for that. I'm looking for crazy. Right now I'm looking for top 33. What I want is 300. Like the movie 300. I want 300 warriors. Out of control. I don't have to say things like, we going to war, and you go like, well, it's an inconvenient time. I want to hear you say, let me get my jacket. That's all I want to hear is, let me get my jacket. You with me? And I'm going, that's my aunt. She was like that. You say, hey, we're going to the beach. You got to, let me get my jacket. We're going to hell. Let me get my jacket. We're going to war. Let me get my jacket. She didn't make no difference. She's ready to go. She's on go. I'm looking for people that on go. Does that make sense? And you got your numbers, and we're going to grow your numbers by every minute, every inch of the day. Remember, it's final expense. We're paying bonuses, 25% extra toward Paris. Get everybody educated. Get all those training materials. Guys, it's 2018 just like that. And I remember saying this about coming into 17. I was like, we got to get ready. And some of us grew, and I can tell you who grew. The biggest growth was Paul Roberts this year. It's the most massive in width and in volume and in profitability. But there's a bunch more people profitable, and we're going to identify them. We're going to find the crazies this year, and we're going to kill this year is my plan. All right, love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this helped on goal setting. Rock and roll. Bye.